Borthwick hits 100 as Surrey dominate with the bat before weather intervenes at the Oval. It was the battle of the bottom two at the Oval as 7th place Surrey hosted already relegated Nottinghamshire, with both clubs keen to end disappointing championship seasons on a high, with the hosts having failed to back up their title win with anything like a challenge this year, and Notts desperate to avoid the ignominy of going the whole season without claiming a win. The former Durham pair of Stoneman and Borthwick made a solid start at the Oval as they picked up early boundaries off young seamer Jack Blatherwick. And the runs continued to flow as Borthwick sent Mullaney to the fence twice in an over as Surrey moved past 50 in just the 12th over of the day. Things were beginning to look ominous for Notts before Paul Coughlin strangled Stoneman down the leg side. And just 4 balls later, Coughlin struck again in more conventional fashion as Jamie Smith edged behind to Moores, playing away from his body. That brought little respite for Division 1's bottom club as England starlet Ollie Pope arrived at the wicket and asserted himself quickly before Borthwick picked up 2 boundaries from a Coughlin over. And they were untroubled in reaching lunch at 117 for 2, with both batsmen well placed to kick on in the afternoon session. Borthwick and Pope settled in quickly again after the interval as they looked to build a match-defining partnership. They continued to advance the Surrey score with regular boundaries, before Pope moved to a stylish 50 with back-to-back 4s off Blatherwick. And the young Notts seamer began to struggle with no balls as he conceded 18 off 1 over as Surrey moved past 200. Bad light brought an early tea with Surrey in complete control at 222 for 2 and both batsmen undefeated on 91 and 72 respectively. 2 boundaries for Borthwick off Carter took the all-rounder to his second 100 of the season as Surrey continued to dominate as the final session of the day began. But play didn't last much longer before the players were off again for bad light, and this time they were unable to get back on before the rain came and stumps were called soon after, with Surrey disappointed but well placed going into day 2 on 246 for 2, with Borthwick and Pope not out on 109 and 78 respectively. Pope completes his century before Surrey declare on another rain-shortened day. The rain meant that just 12 balls were possible on a frustrating day 2 at the Oval, with Surrey adding 2 more runs to their total. So they'll resume on day 3, 248 for 2, with Scott Borthwick 109 not out, and Ollie Pope hoping to celebrate his England call-up by completing his century as he resumes on 79. Play eventually got underway just after 1 o'clock due to more rain, but Ollie Pope wasn't showing any signs of rust after his near 2-day break as he caressed Coughlin through the covers. And an edge through third man for 4 off Blatherwick took the Surrey tyro to his third 100 of a truncated campaign. He wasn't able to kick on, however, as in the next over he chipped one up to Ben Compton off ball. That brought Ben Foakes to the wickets, and quick boundaries for both batsmen took Surrey beyond 300. But Blatherwick got his own back soon after as he bowled Foakes via the inside edge. But Notts were able to slow the run rate before Mullaney pinned Jacks in front for 17 with a superb in-swinger. Ricky Clark sent Coughlin to the fence twice in the next over as Surrey passed 350. Before Mullaney struck again as Borthwick edged a loose drive behind to Moores. Clark and Clark saw their side to tea without further alarm at 360 for 6 after an even session in which the hosts added plenty of runs but Notts took regular wickets. The hosts were perhaps pushing for a declaration as Jordan Clark drove Mullaney through the covers before Ricky teed off over long on 4 balls later. Another boundary for Jordan Clark took Surrey beyond 400 and to maximum batting points before the declaration came, bringing the innings to an end on 402 for 6. The Notts openers made a solid start to their reply in the face of some hostile bowling from Morne Morkel, despite their hopes of claiming a first win of the season having gone. Mulaney clattered Morkel over square leg for a maximum before Ricky Clark pinned him in front, with the Notts skipper not offering a shot. Slater and Compton dug in response before Compton drove Plunkett through backward point to bring up the Notts 50. But with the light beginning to fade, the umpires decided to take the players off, with Notts 77 for 1. A solid response given their troubles with the bat this season. They'll pick up on the final day with the draw, the overwhelmingly favourite result.